Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Well, summer's gone and fall is well underway. For me, the best time of year is on the way. It's the season of giving. And joining me today is one of the most giving people here in Arlington County. It's Mark Riley, and he is heading up this year's Turkey Trot. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks, Miriam. I appreciate being here. It's my fifth year with the Turkey Trot, and each year is just as great as the last.
And it's probably the heart of Arlington County, an event that brings everybody together. And when I say everybody, we're talking like over 3,000 people who are running the day of Thanksgiving when they could be just sitting around waiting with forks in hand, but they're out raising money for some of the best organizations and nonprofits we have in the county. So can you tell me who the Turkey Trot benefits?
Turkey Trot has been around since 2006. We have this year 6 beneficiaries. We have AFAC, the Arlington Food Assistance Center, ASPAN, the Arlington Street People's Assistance Network. We have Arlington Thrive, we have Bridges to Independence, and we have Offender Aid and Restoration, OAR, and Young Life of South Arlington. And we expect, hopefully, to raise about $100,000 again this year.
That's saying, I know there's a lot of preparation and you have a lot of volunteers. So maybe let's just take a moment and talk about how the volunteers come together to make this event happen.
The volunteers come together because the volunteers love to volunteer and they love the Turkey Trot. So for me, it's pretty easy each year in that I go back to the very people that volunteered the year before and ask them, do you want to volunteer again? And typically 60 to 70% of the previous year's volunteers want to volunteer again.
So you're providing an opportunity to volunteer, but I believe that you're providing something more. This is really the kickoff to a season that isn't so much about giving anymore. So how do you think that this kind of primes the pump to have the right attitude for what is the holiday season?
I think it primes the pump because people that are part of the trot and have been part of the trot for many, many years, they love being a part of it because it's tradition, because they're having fun, and because of the beneficiary component. They know that underlying everything else, including the fun and the trotting and the tradition, that they're helping others, and they just really look forward to it every single year. We've had people that are running it 12 years in a row now, all ages from babies in the stroller all the way up to folks perhaps as old as 90. I think we've had a couple of 90 plus people over the years, and they just they can't get enough of it.
We have some pretty active seniors here in Arlington.
Yes, we do.
Olympians, in fact.
That's right. That's right. They just...
It's going to take a lot of trotting to work off all that pie and stuffing.
That's right.
Right? So you got to be prepared.
That's right.
Now let's just talk about the sense of giving and the need to be involved in positive and emotionally connective opportunities with your neighbors in this day and age. Why is that so important, do you believe?
In the era that we're in, we have really lost to a large degree that connection, one person to another, one neighbor to another. Technology, I think, has kind of overwhelmed to some degree the notion of touch, of being able to reach out and touch a friend, to touch a neighbor, to knock on their door, to pick up the telephone. And I think the trot is one of those face-to-face opportunities where people get to see their friends, they get to see their neighbors, they bring kids from one family to another all together on that day, and they're also running the course past many of the people that they know along Pershing and Washington Boulevard. And that's something that I think people really are excited about. I have a friend who has been a course marshal for 2 years, And she is so excited to be a course marshal every year now because she said that she can't get over how much joy there is with the people who are running past her, these past couple of years. So I used to work for the Child Welfare League of America, and I was the regional director for about 20 years with over a 14 state area, helping vulnerable families who were in trouble in all kinds of ways, and how we could help support those families, from one agency, one neighborhood, one state, agency at a time. And as time has gone on, I have really felt the need to continue working with those nonprofits here in Arlington. Arlington Food Assistance Center, AFAC, provides food to people in Arlington who are hurting for a good meal. We have in Arlington a county of about 225,000 people. We have 15% roughly of our county, or 30,000 people, are food insecure.
That's unreal. That's unreal.
Which means that people are not getting enough food to eat, or they don't know where their next meal is coming from, or they're worried about their children getting enough and paying for the, getting food or medicine or paying the bills. Over the last 40 years, I kind of made it my business to get to know people, really well, and to knock on their doors. Like I used to knock on doors when I was little. My mother used to send me out the door and say, okay, it's time for you to go outside and play, find somebody to play with, find something to do.
That's a far cry from how parents do it today,
I know.
right?
I'm still doing it, and I'm still doing it, and I'm 65 years old, and I'm still doing it all these years later.
But I've said it again and again. Arlington is a very giving community. There are so many nonprofits, so many people who are stroking checks day after day about causes that they believe in here in the county and around the country and around the world. But it's individuals like yourself that my analogy is they grab the rope every single day, and they just keep pulling and pulling and pulling so that those of us can swoop in, and on the day of Thanksgiving, when we're going to be fat, dumb, and happy, and nothing goes wrong, that's a holiday that everyone seems to enjoy generally together, we can stop and think about somebody else. And that in itself is a gift.
When you say that, it conjures up for me sort of an idea that I've created over the last few years, which is giving thanks for all we have and all we have to give. Giving thanks for all we have and all we have to give. I mean, that is really, for me, paramount, because no matter how great we might be doing on Trot Day, and how much we have to give, and how much love is out there amongst us at that starting line, there's a lot of people in our county who are struggling, who are suffering, who are down and out.
What I need to know is, how do people register for the Turkey Trot and become involved so that they can learn more about how they can help?
They go to Arlington, VA. If you don't go to Arlington, VA, you go to Arlington, Texas. So it's Arlington, VA, turkeytrot.org. And you can also email me at arlingtonturkeytrot@gmail.com.
Okay, can I give you my favorite? I want to thank Mark Riley of the Turkey Trot and everyone watching today. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm Miriam Gennari with the Arlington Weekly News. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.